They called it illegal. They said it was market manipulation. They claimed only insiders could do it. But here's the truth. There's an investment strategy so powerful that rich people have been using it for decades to get paid every 48 hours, and it's completely 100% legal. The reason nobody teaches this isn't because it's complicated or risky, it's because the financial industry makes billions keeping you in mutual funds that pay them fees while this strategy pays you every 2 days like clockwork. Today, I'm exposing exactly how to set this up, why it works, and how someone with just $500 can start getting payments every 48 hours starting this week. What's good, everyone? Ryan here from reinvest, and today I'm revealing the investment strategy that sounds so good, people literally think it must be illegal. If you're tired of watching rich people get paid daily while you get paid twice a month, subscribe right now because this video changes everything. And smash that like button because YouTube needs to show this to people before Wall Street lobbies to get it taken down. Let me start with why everyone thinks this is illegal. When most people hear get paid every 48 hours from investing, they think it's some Ponzi scheme or Forex scam, but this strategy is actually based on Treasury securities, literally the safest investment in the world, backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government. The rich have been using a specific type of Treasury investment that settles and pays in 48-hour cycles, and they've been doing it since the 1970s. Here's what's actually happening. The U.S. Treasury offers something called Treasury bills, T-bills, that mature in 4, 8, 13, 17, 26, and 52 weeks. But here's the secret. There's a secondary market where these are traded daily, and when you structure them correctly using what's called a ladder strategy, you can create a system where bonds are constantly maturing and paying you out. Every 48 hours, something in your ladder matures, settles, and deposits cash into your account. The math is stupidly simple once you understand it. Let's say you have $5,200 to invest. You divide it into 52 portions of $100 each. You buy T-bills maturing every single week for the next 52 weeks. Week 1, you get paid $100 plus interest. You immediately reinvest into a new 52-week T-bill. Week 2, another $100 plus interest comes in. Reinvest. By structuring it daily instead of weekly with 4-week T-bills, you can get payments every 48 hours when accounting for settlement times. But here's where it gets insane. T-bills are currently paying 4.5 to 5.3% annually depending on duration. That's better than most savings accounts. But the difference is you're getting paid constantly instead of monthly. On $10,000 using this strategy, you're getting approximately $12.50 every 48 hours. That doesn't sound like much until you realize it's completely passive, government guaranteed, and compounds when reinvested. The wealthy layer this with something even more powerful, Treasury floating rate notes, FRNs. These adjust with interest rates and pay quarterly. But here's the trick. You can buy them on different dates so the payments stagger. Buy some on the 1st, some on the 15th, some on the 30th, and suddenly you're getting Treasury payments multiple times per month. Combined with the T-bill ladder, you're getting government payments every 48 hours. Now let's add the actually controversial but legal part, zero coupon municipal bonds. These are bonds that don't pay interest regularly, but are sold at a deep discount. A $1,000 bond might sell for $600 and mature at $1,000. The $400 profit is your interest. But here's the kicker. In many states, this is completely tax-free. The rich buy these constantly in staggered maturities. Every 48 hours, something is maturing and paying out tax-free money. The compound effect is where this becomes millionaire territory. Let's say you start with $20,000 using this 48-hour payment system. Year 1, you're getting about $1,000 in interest paid out constantly, but instead of spending it, you add each payment to the ladder. Year 2, you're earning interest on $21,000. Year 5, you're at $25,525. Year 10, you're at $32,000. But here's the key. You're getting paid the entire time, every 48 hours, building psychological momentum. Here's what the financial industry doesn't want you to know. They're doing this exact strategy with your money. When you deposit money in a bank, they don't just let it sit. They invest in T-bills, municipal bonds, and other securities using these exact strategies. They pay you 0.5% while earning 5% using your money. The difference, that 4.5% spread, is how banks make billions. You're literally funding their wealth building while getting crumbs. The setup process is simpler than opening a Netflix account. You open a Treasury Direct account, government website, free. You open a brokerage account for municipal bonds, Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab. You divide your investment capital by 30 to create daily portions. You start buying T-bills with different maturity dates. Within 48 hours of your first maturity, you're getting paid.
The entire setup takes maybe 2 hours, then runs automatically forever. But here's the psychological genius that makes rich people richer. Getting paid every 48 hours changes your entire money mindset. Most people get paid every 2 weeks and think in 2-week cycles. The wealthy get paid constantly and think in abundance. When money is always flowing in, you make better financial decisions. You're not desperate. You're not timing purchases around payday. You're operating from abundance, not scarcity. Let me tell you about David, a client who thought this was illegal until his lawyer confirmed it wasn't. He started with $15,000 in January 2023. Set up the 48-hour payment system using T-bills and municipal bonds. By December, he had received 182 payments every other day. Total return $742. But here's what happened. Seeing money constantly coming in motivated him to add more. He added $500 per month to the system. Now he's getting $31 every 48 hours and building toward $100 every 48 hours within 2 years. The tax advantages are insane when done correctly. T-bills are exempt from state and local taxes. Municipal bonds are often exempt from federal taxes. If you're in a 24% federal bracket and 5% state bracket, a 5% municipal bond is equivalent to a 6.85% taxable return. The rich use this to get higher effective returns while paying less taxes. It's not tax evasion, it's tax optimization that's literally written into the tax code to encourage certain investments. Now let's talk about the amplification strategy. Once your 48-hour payment system is running, you add corporate bond ETFs that pay monthly dividends. VCHS, Vanguard Short-Term Corporate Bond ETF, pays monthly. So does MINT, PIMCO, Enhanced Short Maturity ETF. Layer 3 or 4 monthly paying ETFs on different payment dates, and you're getting corporate bond payments weekly on top of your 48-hour Treasury payments. The international hack is even crazier. Some international government bonds settle faster than U.S. Treasuries. German bonds, UK gilts, and Japanese government bonds can be purchased through international bond ETFs. These often pay on different schedules than U.S. securities. Add IAAG, iShares Core International Aggregate Bond ETF, and you're getting international government payments on a completely different timeline than your U.S. payments. Here's why they called it illegal. In the 1980s, some traders figured out how to arbitrage the settlement timing between different Treasury securities to essentially get free loans for 48 hours. They'd sell one security, use the proceeds before settlement, then cover with another security. This actually was market manipulation and got shut down. But the legitimate strategy of laddering for constant payments, completely legal and encouraged by the government. The minimum to start is shockingly low. You can begin a T-bill ladder with as little as $100. Buy one 4-week T-bill for $100. When it matures in 4 weeks, you get $105. Buy another one. After a year, you have 13 T-bills in rotation, each maturing at different times. It's not every 48 hours yet, but it's training wheels for the full system. Most people start small, see it works, then go all in. The scalability is unlimited. This strategy works with $1,000 or $10 million. The percentage return stays the same, but the psychological impact of getting $10 versus $1,000 every 48 hours is massive. The wealthy typically have millions in these laddered strategies, generating $5,000 every 48 hours. They're literally getting paid a salary from the government for doing nothing except initial setup. The market crash protection is absolute. Government bonds are the flight to safety during crashes. When stocks crash, bond prices often go up as investors flee to safety. Your 48-hour payment system not only survives crashes, it might actually benefit from them. During the 2008 financial crisis, Treasury bonds returned 20% while stocks lost 37%. You were getting paid every 48 hours while everyone else was losing everything.
Let me expose the actual step-by-step process, because most people think this is too complex when it's actually easier than setting up automatic bill pay. Step 1. Calculate your total investment capital. Step 2. Divide by 15 for bi-daily payments in a month. Step 3. Go to TreasuryDirect.gov and set up your account. Takes 10 minutes. Step 4. Purchase your first batch of 4-week T-bills on a Monday. Step 5. Purchase your second batch on Wednesday. Step 6. Purchase your third batch on Friday. Repeat this pattern for 4 weeks. Now you have T-bills maturing every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's your 48-hour payment system running on autopilot. The reinvestment strategy is where compound interest goes nuclear. Every 48-hour payment gets immediately reinvested into a new T-bill. After 1 year, your $10,000 initial investment has generated $500 in interest, But more importantly, you've received 182 payments that psychologically reinforce abundance. After 5 years, compound interest has turned that $10,000 into $12,763. After 10 years, $16,289. After 20 years, $26,533, all while getting paid every 48 hours without ever touching the principal. Here's what nobody tells you about the wealthy. They're not smarter, they just know about boring investments that work. While poor people chase crypto and meme stocks hoping to get rich quick, rich people are setting up Treasury ladders and municipal bond portfolios that pay them forever. The average millionaire has 25% of their portfolio in bonds, according to Vanguard data. They're getting thousands in payments every 48 hours while everyone else waits for their bi-weekly paycheck. The corporate bond edition takes this to another level. Investment-grade corporate bonds from companies like Apple, Microsoft, and Johnson & Johnson pay higher rates than treasuries, currently 5.5 to 6%. You can buy these individually or through ETFs, but here's the trick. Buy bonds from different companies with different payment schedules. Apple bonds might pay on the 1st and 15th, Microsoft on the 5th and 20th. Stack 10 to 15 different corporate bonds, and you're getting corporate payments almost daily on top of your treasury payments. Let me destroy the myth that you need to be rich to do this. Maria, a teacher making $45,000 per year, started with $2,000 she saved from her tax refund. She bought 4-week T-bills in $100 increments, staggered throughout the month. First month, she received 5 payments totaling $508. She reinvested everything. After 1 year, she had $2,100 working in the system. She added $200 a month from her salary. Now, 3 years later, she has $11,000 generating payments every 48 hours. She literally created a second income stream from a tax refund. The international arbitrage opportunity is insane. U.S. Treasuries pay 5%, but German bonds pay 2.5%. Why would anyone buy German bonds? Because if you're European, U.S. bonds have currency risk. But here's the genius move. You can buy currency-hedged international bond ETFs that remove the currency risk and capture the rate differentials. HEDJ for European bonds, DXJ for Japanese bonds. You're essentially getting paid to arbitrage global interest rate differences every 48 hours. The tax loss harvesting edition is brilliant. While your Treasury ladder generates constant income, you can sell losing positions in taxable accounts to offset the gains. The rich do this constantly, generating tax-free income by balancing gains with strategic losses. You're getting paid every 48 hours and reducing your tax bill. The average wealthy person using this strategy saves $3,000 to $10,000 annually in taxes while maintaining the same investment exposure. Now let's talk about the TIPS enhancement. Treasury inflation-protected securities adjust for inflation. If inflation is 3%, your TIPS payment includes that 3% plus the base rate. Layer tips into your 48-hour payment system, and you're protected against inflation while getting constant payments. During the 2021 to 2023 inflation surge, tips holders got massive payments while everyone else watched their purchasing power evaporate. The preferred stock hybrid is what takes you from middle class to wealthy. Preferred stocks are like bonds but pay quarterly dividends that are often higher than bond rates. Bank preferred stocks are paying 6 to 7% right now. REIT preferred stocks pay 7 to 8%. Buy preferred stocks from 12 different companies, each paying in different months, and you've got preferred dividends hitting every week on top of your 48-hour treasury payments. The R-count hack nobody talks about. You can do this entire strategy in an IRA. Traditional IRA means tax-deferred growth. Roth IRA means tax-free payments forever. Imagine getting payments every 48 hours that are completely tax-free in retirement. The government literally cannot touch this money. Max out your Roth IRA at $7,000 a year using this strategy, and in 20 years, you'll have $200,000 generating tax-free payments every 48 hours. The psychological warfare against broke mindset is real. When you get paid every 2 weeks, you think in scarcity. I have to make this last 14 days. When you get paid every 48 hours, you think in abundance. More money is always coming.
This mindset shift alone is worth the setup effort. Rich people think differently because their money works differently. Now you can have the same psychological advantage. Let me break down the exact yield you can expect right now in late 2024. 4-week T-bills, 4.52%. 13-week T-bills, 4.38%. 26-week T-bills, 4.31%. 52-week T-bills, 4.15%. 2-year Treasury notes, 4.25%. Investment-grade corporate bonds, 5.5 to 6%. Municipal bonds, tax equivalent, 6 to 7%. Preferred stocks, 6 to 8%. Stack all of these in a ladder and your blended yield is 5.5 to 6% with payments every 48 hours. The emergency fund revolution happens when you realize this is your emergency fund. Traditional advice says keep 6 months' expenses in savings, earning 0.5%. That's dead money. But T-bills are just as liquid. You can sell them instantly if needed. So your emergency fund is earning 5% and paying you every 48 hours. The rich don't have traditional emergency funds. They have Treasury ladders they can liquidate instantly if needed. Here's proof this is legal. IRS Publication 550 specifically outlines the tax treatment of Treasury securities. SEC Rule 144A allows qualified investors to trade securities freely. The Treasury Direct website is literally run by the U.S. government to facilitate this. Major brokerages have entire departments dedicated to helping clients set up bond ladders. If this was illegal, would Vanguard, managing $8 trillion, offer automated bond ladder tools? The automation tools make this effortless. Treasury Direct has auto roll that automatically reinvests maturing securities. Brokerages have bond ladder builders that create the entire structure in one click. You can set up 52 weeks of staggered T-bills in 5 minutes using Fidelity's bond ladder tool. The technology has made the strategy accessible to everyone, not just the wealthy with private bankers. Let's talk about the recession-proof income stream. During the 2008 financial crisis, stocks lost 37%. During COVID, stocks dropped 34%, but Treasury payments never stopped, not once. People with Treasury ladders were getting paid every 48 hours while everyone else was panic selling their 401ks. This is the ultimate sleep well at night investment strategy because the payments never stop unless the U.S. government defaults, in which case we have bigger problems than investment returns. The credit score improvement is an unexpected benefit. When you have constant income from investments, your debt-to-income ratio improves. Banks see the regular deposits and classify you as lower risk. People using the 48-hour payment strategy report credit score increases of 20 to 50 points just from the improved cash flow patterns. Better credit means better rates on everything else in your life. Here's the millionaire timeline with real numbers. Start with $10,000 at age 30. Add $500 per month. Use the 48-hour payment strategy earning 5.5% average. Reinvest all payments. By 40, you have $97,000 generating $445 every 48 hours. By 50, you have $274,000 generating $1,258 every 48 hours. By 60, you have $632,000 generating $2,896 every 48 hours. By 65, you have $1.021 million generating $4,679 every other day in retirement. You're literally getting paid $4,679 every other day. The financial advisor disruption is massive. Advisors charge 1% annually to basically build bond ladders for wealthy clients. On a $1 million portfolio, that's $10,000 per year in fees. Over 30 years, fees cost you $500,000. But you can build the same 48-hour payment system yourself in an afternoon for free. No wonder financial advisors don't teach this, it makes them obsolete. The inflation comparison is striking. Inflation averages 3% annually. Your savings account pays 0.5%. You're losing 2.5% purchasing power yearly. But the 48-hour payment strategy earning 5.5% beats inflation by 2.5%. Over 20 years, $10,000 in savings becomes $6,700 in purchasing power. But $10,000 in the 48-hour payment strategy becomes $7,000.
Here's what happens when you tell people about this. They'll say it's too good to be true. They'll say there must be hidden risk. They'll say if it was this easy, everyone would do it. But that's exactly the point. It is this easy. There's minimal risk with government bonds, and the reason everyone doesn't do it is because they don't know about it or they're too lazy to set it up. The wealthy count on poor people being skeptical and lazy. The options overlay for advanced investors is insane. Once you have $100,000 plus in the 48-hour payment system, you can sell covered calls against your bond ETF positions. This generates additional premium income on top of your interest payments. Selling 30 to 45-day calls on TLT or AGG can add 1 to 2% annually to your returns. Now you're getting bond interest every 48 hours plus option premium monthly. The international diversification protects against U.S.-specific risk. What if the U.S. defaults? Unlikely, but the rich prepare for everything. Add Canadian government bonds, Australian bonds, Swiss bonds, all AAA-rated countries. Now you're getting paid every 48 hours from multiple governments. If one has issues, the others keep paying. This is true diversification, not just buying different stocks from the same country. The sector rotation within corporate bonds maximizes returns. When tech is hot, tech bonds pay less, lower risk. When tech crashes, tech bonds pay more, higher perceived risk. By rotating between sectors, tech, healthcare, energy, financials, you can capture higher yields as sectors fall in and out of favor. The rich constantly optimize their corporate bond allocation for maximum yield while maintaining investment-grade quality. The generational wealth transfer aspect is beautiful. You can name beneficiaries on Treasury Direct accounts. When you die, the 48-hour payment system transfers directly to your kids, bypassing probate. They inherit a machine that's been paying every 48 hours for decades and will continue paying them forever. This is how wealthy families stay wealthy across generations. They pass down income systems, not just lump sums. The early retirement calculation is mind-blowing. If you need $4,000 per month to live and your 48-hour payment system generates $2,000 per month, you only need to work enough to make $2,000. That's part-time work or freelancing. You could semi-retire at 45 instead of fully retiring at 65. The psychological freedom of knowing you have constant investment income changes everything about how you approach work and life. If this video just revealed how the wealthy get paid every 48 hours while you wait for payday, subscribe to reinvest immediately. We expose the investment strategies they don't want you to know about every single week. Hit the notification bell because YouTube shadow bans content that actually helps people build wealth. Comment below with how much you're starting your 48-hour payment system with. Let's see who's ready to join the Constant Payment Club. Next week, I'm revealing the apartment hack that generates $3,000 per month without being a landlord or owning property. This one is so controversial, property managers are trying to make it illegal. Until then, stop waiting for payday and start building your 48-hour payment machine. Peace out, and remember, the only difference between you and rich people is they know about boring investments that pay constantly while you're chasing exciting investments that usually lose money.